fun of that. And to just talk to Nora tonight, it is going to be, it is a full circle.
Yes.
It's a full circle, Nora, because when I first started doing this podcast over a year, it's my year anniversary. Woo!
Yay.
You know, Nora was my first guest that I actually called on the phone. We FaceTime. We said I was in Bainbridge, Georgia. Remember, I sat on the porch. We talked for hours and hours at a time about this idea. I told you I had saw this thing called the Hair Tales on Hulu, and I wanted to do it from a much of a more hairstylist, beauty influencer, beauty, you know, all that in the industry. And he was like, go for it, go for it. And I was like, but I need a guest. And you literally came on, and it was epic. It was so epic, Nora. And I just want to say thank you for that.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just really want to say another thing is that also it's your 6-year lock anniversary. Did you know that?
Oh, who's counting?
I was.
So November 24th?
Uh-huh.
I did it on Thanksgiving 2018.
Okay.
But Thanksgiving, the date changes. So whatever that Thursday is.
But you know what? It has
Does it
changed.
change?
It has changed because this year, Thanksgiving is on the 28th.
Yeah. So it's always on a Thursday.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
whatever that date is. Because, like, there's a leap year. It's a leap year.
I didn't know that.
So, anyway. So, yeah, it's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, it'll be 6 years.
It is. And with it being your anniversary, I definitely want to say congratulations on your journey.
Woo-hoo.
You know, keeping that going. And I have some merch for you from the ladies' room.
Yeah, I love gifts. I love merch.
I have some merch for you. It's actually right there. I'm going to get it over to you. It's one of our hats. It's when you're having a bad hair day. You know, it says, your hair deserves a royal touch. And so I want to give this to you,
Oh, wow.
you know, for your hair and your lock
so
anniversary.
honored.
Yes.
And thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
A trucker's hat.
Yes. You
Hey.
know, we love that now.
Yes, we do.
Ooh.
We do.
So I just want to know, are you ready to talk about hair?
I'm ready.
Oh, spicy.
Let's get it.
My first question is, do you think that hair is do you think that hair is the same in all societies? The culture, hair culture.
Absolutely not.
And why?
No, it's just not. The black hair experience is, in my opinion, so unique,
Mm-hmm.
and it is very different from any other race. The hair itself
Mm-hmm.
is something to be studied.
It is, honey.
Okay,
Back
the
in time.
different stages, the process, the things that our hair can do, how it can go from
Curly to straight.
peasy, curly
Uh-huh.
to completely straight is fascinating. And no, so absolutely no, it's not the same in all cultures.
It's definitely not. Do you have any biracial friends that have conversations when it comes to having to talk to their daughter about wanting to wear their hair straight or wanting to seem more hair appropriate or hair acceptance?
Well, I have friends with biracial children,
Mm-hmm.
women who are of another race,
Mm-hmm.
who have black children, or whatever, yeah, so black children, right? And so maybe that was not their issue
Mm-hmm.
as the parent, but when you have the child, then it becomes your issue. The black experience now becomes part of your experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so then those conversations do come up. And I'm always happy to give tips and pointers and help and educate, because we don't want our little girls running around looking like their hair is not done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because parents don't know that it should be, or you have cases where sometimes if you have a parent of another race, they may treat the black hair like the hair of another race, and that doesn't work for us.
It does not work.
No, it doesn't.
Does not work. And that's the thing that in the salon I see a lot, where you have parents who come in who have mixed in biracial children, and they don't understand. They're still, they're thinking I can do what I do to my hair and it will still work. And I'm like, that doesn't work. We can't do that. We cannot do that, because your hair, our hair, we have different textures going on. We have it could be 4 A up here, 3C over here, wavy, curly in the back. It could be all these different things in one beautiful bush, you know?
Yeah.
So it's certain things that work for them, for Caucasian people. It doesn't work for our hair texture and type. So I definitely agree with you on that. Yes.
Okay, so you do run into that in the salon.
I definitely
Yeah.
do. I definitely do run into that a lot. It's very
Yeah.
common to run into that.
They just don't know what to do, right?
They do not know
don't know where to start with our hair.
They don't know where
It's
to
a
start.
mystery.
It's a mystery. It is a mystery. And they're like, Lord, help me. Lord, just please help me. And I'm like, I'm here to help you, honey. I am here
Yeah.
to help you. But it is definitely, it'd be conversations had about that. Do you think wearing your natural hair can be a career liability?
I used to think that.
Interesting.
Yeah. There was a lot of stress centered around that at one point. I don't think that anymore. As of today, I feel like career liability. If my hair is liability, baby, this is not the career for me.
Okay, so when you thought, at what stage in your life, or where was you at in life when you thought that your natural hair was a career liability for you? What was going on? Give me that.
Well,
Take me back.
I've been in spaces where I've been the only black.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So I make a joke and I said what do you call it? The DEI hire.
And what is the
They had to hire the one black person, right, to offset or affirmative action hire.
Okay,
whatever,
okay,
right? So I've been
okay.
in those spaces.
Uh-huh.
And, initially it's like, okay, cool, but then when you get there, I don't know, it can be very, very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So during those stages, I did wear wigs a lot
Mm-hmm.
because I just didn't want to have the conversations about my hair. I didn't want people touching my hair. I didn't want people asking me about it. And quite frankly, I wanted to fit in because it's where I work and where I make my money.
Right.
So I didn't want that to be a topic of conversation, or I didn't want any reason. I didn't want my hair to be a reason for me to not get promoted or to be labeled as unprofessional, or someone to tell me that I don't fit in here, I'm not a good fit. You know what I mean? So it felt easier then to just blend in with what was around me. And also, I think at that point in my life, I had not embraced my own natural hair. I had not embraced myself wearing my natural hair, right? So I was probably there was a little insecurity centered around that, So yeah, so that's where that was for me, where I felt like, I used to feel that way. Now, since then, I've went and I've worked on my own, and I've traveled abroad. I've done a lot of things. And like I said, if my hair is a liability, then it's not the space for me. And it's just as simple as that.
So how do you feel about individuals such as Chastity Jones, Daryl George, and Asia Simu, who have been put in situations where their natural hair have been a liability for them? We have Chastity Jones, who was denied a job because of her natural hair, because she wouldn't cut her locks. Like, that's crazy to me. Or, the guy, Daryl George, who was expelled for school because of his locks. This happened in Houston, Texas. Or Aja Seaman, who was kicked off the cheerleading team because she couldn't do the styles that the other girls were able to do within an hour, 2 hours, when it takes a little bit longer for our hair. What is your take on that?
Well, number one is discrimination.
Ooh.
It is. And I'm going to throw this word out. It's racist, too.
So do you think hair discrimination is a form of racism?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you're going to discriminate against me. So, so not because of my skin, but because of my hair. So what other race has hair like this?
It's only one race.
Thank you.
It's only one race.
Yeah, it's discriminatory, number one. But also, it's unfortunate and it's very sad. And I've seen that. I've real life situations in the past where men were like, if you want this job, you're going to have to cut your locks.
Oh.
Yeah, and you got some people who are like, I need the job, the hair can grow back. And some people are like, absolutely not.
No.
But I think some people just didn't realize that, you should seek some legal counsel for something like that, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That is very true. Have you ever witnessed or had any hair discrimination against you in the workplace, or just around in the community, or within you being yourself?
Well, yeah. sometimes the discrimination be from your own people, child. You know, like, what you gonna do about your hair? When you gonna do your hair? And I'm like, I did my hair. I spent all weekend doing my hair. How dare
What's
you?
really going on under there?
Yeah, when you gonna straighten your hair?
When are you going to do your hair?
And then I would say from other races, not so much, like not indirectly.
So you never got that? Let me touch your hair.
Yes, that's what I mean when I say indirectly, because it almost seems like a compliment, right? To some people that can feel a compliment, but to me it's not. It's insulting. Like, I'm not a circus monkey. I'm not some animal. I'm not on display. And no, you can't touch my hair.
No, because Solange has a whole song say, "Don't touch my hair."
Yeah.
You know, we don't.
It's offensive, right?
It is.
But then some people don't realize that that's offensive.
They really just themselves,
or they are curious, right? But it might have a microaggressive undertone, right? Because after you touch it, then what?
Right. Oh, well,
you gonna criticize it? You gonna say something about it? Because you could have complimented it without having to touch it, right?
Right.
So after you touch it, then what?
Oh. So this don't happen to you before?
Probably, yeah. That little flash.
I see. That was a trigger, girl.
Don't touch me and don't touch my hair.
Oh, girl, I see, honey. That bothered you for a moment.
It probably did. You see that?
I saw that.
Your emotion came out.
It did.
Let me have some champagne.
Please, honey. Yes, girl. So
it took me somewhere. Don't touch my hair.
I understand.
And don't touch it when it's a wig either, because maybe I don't want you to know it's a wig. And do I run around ask people to touch their hair?
No.
That probably only happens to a certain group of people, right?
Yes. It does. That is so true. What is your takes on the Crown Act, and how do you think it should be more inclusive when hair discrimination is going on in the workplace, it's going on in the schools, it's going on everywhere around us? You know, it's literally on CNN News.
Do you think that's still going on in 2024, though?
Yeah. I think it's going on like, you could look up stories on TikTok, Instagram, where people are literally getting discriminated against. Like, I say these people names because it rings a bells, like, you know, the Chastity Jones, the Daryl George. These are names that's in the media right now where these people have been discriminated against because of not the qualities, not their performance. It's based off of hair. Like, when did this thing ever become such a big thing that your hair affects, you know?
When?
I think it been started. It's something that been started. It
go
started,
back to slavery.
That's what I'm about to say. We go back.
That's why I'm like, in 2024, we still having these comments. So the Crown Act, I don't really remember. So that was the law that was passed that says that you can't discriminate against me in the workplace or anywhere, or just the workplace? In the workplace, in schools, but certain states have only approved this law and bill. Georgia is still on the fence. They're still having Bible Belt, honey.
You know, they even denied Chastity Jones her even sit down, we would say, a conversation to even hear her case when she went to take it to the Supreme Court. They told her, we're not want to talk to you about your hair woes and, you know. Because it's not their problem. They don't understand how big of a deal it is. To them, it's like either conform or get out of here. But they have someone that is what do you call the people in the Supreme Court that sits there? A judge or... The judge that, so what is her name? Was she wearing a wig? No, she's literally wearing sister locks. What is her name? Okay, nice. I think her name is oh my God. It's a Jackson. I think her name is something Jackson. I don't know. She's a beautiful lady with locks. And she's she's in the Supreme Court. But yeah, we're in the Supreme Court. But if we're in the Supreme Court, why are we not having these conversations about stuff like this? Yeah. If you're gonna be there representing us in the most purest, highest form, because that's deep. That's epic. That we have a sister that looked like us that we can relate to. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yes, I can't remember her name. Jackie something. Ketanji Jackson. There it is. Yes. Judge Ketanji Jackson. Yeah. So Brown. So, you know, if we're gonna be in those spaces like that, then why can't we have those conversations? Why can't that be something that is picked from the file and say, oh, I wanna let's talk, let's chat about that. Because maybe that's like on the bottom of the list of things to do. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. You know how you have a stack full of folders and then you see that, you just throw that on the bottom. I'll get to that because that's not important
if you're the minority and most of the people around you are not having that issue, it's not important to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got that one representative, but that's not important enough.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to do that we have to advocate for ourselves in those cases, because how can someone really advocate for you if they don't even understand what's going on?
But even when we advocate for ourselves, it still gets shut down to a certain extent. Like, it doesn't go to even get justice, and even when it does get justice, it's simply this person was suspended and they don't moved on and da da da. It's never no justice about us when it comes to our hair. Do we really have protection when it comes to our hair? Do we really have laws set in place that says that you can't do this when Georgia is at will state? So they literally, you can literally get sent home if you come in there one day with braids and now you got a silk press when they known you to have braids your whole eternity. I don't want you here no more. So just go. So are you really protected? I don't think so, and I don't really feel like that is fair to us.
Well, of course it's not. And I mean, first of all, in the Black community, do we even realize we need that type of protection? Because if so, then instead of just jumping up and voting for someone because they're in your sorority or they chucking and purling, ask them what they're going to do for you. Ask your representatives, these are the things that are concerning for me. How can you fix that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean when I say we do have to take some responsibility and advocate for ourselves. And if you don't want to do all that, then go work for yourself. Then you can wear your hair however you want.
That is true. That is very true. That is very true.
Work for yourself and hire people that look like you.
I just want to say, you really just, I love the answer you gave. I love everything you did in that moment, because that was very true. What are some challenges that you have had that you also think or may have experienced that Black women have in the workplace when it comes to being and wearing their natural hair? Because let's say you color your hair, you come into work with
I've
black
had
hair.
those fears. Like, you go to work and you one way, and then you come to work that after a weekend, and you got a whole different hair down to your butt.
Yes.
And the white people looking at you like you a whole different person. And I'm like, please don't ask me about my hair. Because, it's different from it grew. That's what happened. It
got
grew.
a bust down 40.
Yeah, it grew.
40.
Like, don't ask me, because you know what happened. Okay, it's a wig or whatever it is. Like, I don't.
It's a moment. It's a time.
It used to be uncomfortable. Now it's just funny. And also, like, now I'm okay with like educating people, because I understand that some people just don't understand it. And if it's not a part of their lives, then why should they? You know what I mean? So for the people who are curious and they do care and they do want to embrace the journey with us, and they're all about being inclusive, and then the ones who are not racist or whatever you call it, I'm open to talking about it, right? But maybe that's where it starts. You have to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations.
Yes, because hair, in our community, hair is an uncomfortable thing. It's very, I see that all the time.
Is it uncomfortable, or is it a conversation piece?
It is a conversation
hair
piece.
Is going to come
because,
up.
I have clients who come in the salon, they're like, I want to wear my natural hair. I love wearing my natural hair, but at times, I just don't know what to do with it, you know, because it's a thing. Like, it's very much so a thing. And I understand why women choose to wear protective styles and sew-ins and all that, because when dealing with your natural hair, it is a thing. You literally got to wake up in the morning, flex it right, do this, when I could just wear sew-in braids and move through my day freely, or get locks and just still be me, but move through my day freely. So I can definitely understand and see how wearing your natural hair, it can be a thing, or almost a thing where you feel a little like, ooh, I don't know about this one. I'm gonna try it out now, girl. I'm gonna give you all I got.
Or even worse, have you ever had like, okay, this is gonna be my wash weekend. I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna try out the style, and you do it, and then on Sunday night it don't come out nothing like what you thought. Like, I'm finna call into work tomorrow. I can't go around these people looking like this. What am I gonna do?
I definitely.
And that's when you have to slap a wig on, because you can't go to work with a hat. You can't go to work with a bonnet. You can't go. I mean, you know what I mean. But it is a bad hair day, and it took you hours to get here. And the girl on YouTube, it looked amazing on her, but it don't look nothing like that on me. So what am I supposed to do?
Do you feel like some of those times are user errors?
That's a lot of pressure. I feel like that. I have been like, I'm about to call in. I'm not going to work.
So you ever called in because of your hair?
Probably, but I probably couldn't tell them that's why. But yes, like
So-
it's that much pressure sometimes.
So
Like,
have you ever been a woman who
I would
left
say it
on her
has been.
lunch break to go get her hair done?
Should I tell the truth about that?
I think you should, because that is a real thing. I see that all the time in the salon.
Yeah.
So you don't literally left going on your lunch break
Yes.
to go get my hair done?
Yes. No, you don't tell them that's where you're going. I mean, I had some gravy jobs at some point where I could take, a couple hours from lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that's where I'm going, but I'll come back. I get my hair done. It's the only time I can do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I've seen that happen. I see it happen in the salon all the time.
Really?
Yes, where women come in, they're like, "I'm literally about to go. I just left. We're about to get on the flight. I'm a flight attendant, and I got to run in, run out." And I'm like, "Whoa!"
Because your appearance. I mean, think about it. I can be like the most professional person, but if I come with my hair undone, in certain settings, I'm just not going to be taken seriously.
Right.
I'm not going to be treated fairly, and that's not even like specific to race. Because again, sometimes they be your own people look down on you if your hair not done.
That they do.
Okay.
Yes. It's not. It be our own community. It really do be our own community.
I went out for my birthday. Last year I had my baby. My baby was like 5 months. I was like a new mom.
Hey Zuri out there. Hey Zuri, we love you.
And I went to work on my birthday, and after work, I wanted to go to the gardens or somewhere. And I just did not have time. And plus, it was like that whole new mommy thing where the time just wasn't there. So I just threw my hair up in some bobby pins and went on about my day, right?
Right.
And, I mean, people judged me for that. And I thought I looked super cute, which I did look cute.
Yeah,
like, to them, my hair wasn't done.
It was undone.
Yeah, like.
It was the undone
Your
look.
hair done for your... It's almost like if my hair ain't done, I don't even go on social media because I don't feel like getting judged and talked about. They gonna think I don't take care of myself or whatever.
Funny.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you literally, if your hair's not done, you're not posting a picture?
I don't post.
You don't post?
My hair don't be done because I work from home and I got a baby and I go to school full time.
So you're in school. So what are you in school for?
Well, it was accounting.
Okay.
But the struggle is real. So I may be changing that to like marketing, something I'm good at.
Okay. So you changed your major, so now you're doing marketing.
I might do marketing.
You might do marketing.
Yeah.
But you're still doing accounting.
As of now, but I don't have to talk to my advisor. She's looking for ease of life. I need to do what I'm good at so I can get on out of here, But yeah, it's work. And so there's only 24 hours a day, and I don't have hours to spend on doing my hair. Mm-hmm. So I'm like the free-form lockster right now.
Yes,
I wear my hair. Whatever it does that day, we work together, and that's what it's going to be. Okay? Mm-hmm. But I don't judge myself. Other people judge. You know what I mean? The black community is not easy on you if you are not like on top of your hair as a woman. You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at. Now, today... my hair is very well put together because I'm sitting down with the beautician.
Hello.
And this is what you give. This is what you do.
Gotcha.
So this is going to last me. Thank you. But with the day that it doesn't.
And we literally did this ponytail behind scenes.
Yeah.
We literally put this ponytail up.
At the last minute.
Like, she called me this afternoon. I was getting ready for to come on set. And she was like, what am I going to do with my hair? I was like, girl, let me send you something real quick. Put you some braids. She actually revamped it. She did the twist, which we love. And I was like, I'm going to give you this ponytail that I have in the closet, and we're going to make it do what it do. And 10 out of 10, I would recommend. It looks good on you, girl.
Thank you.
It looks really good on you.
I should do my hair more often.
Well,
I'm getting there.
It's a process. It's literally a process.
I'm going to have to leave the house more now, so I have to do my hair because I don't want to be the person out in society that looks unkempt.
Yes.
I don't want them staring at me. I don't want y'all talking about me.
Yes.
But no. So I don't have those insecurities like I used to. I think it's still slightly there because I don't know, the generation that I come from and how I was raised, like, you know what I'm saying? It's still slightly there to your hair. But listen, the girlfriends I have, $500-$600 on hair easy. It's a no-brainer. Like, they're not going out with their hair undone. It's just not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, even to the grocery store, it's just not happening. There's a wig somewhere, there's something, but the free, that's no. No, I get looked down on. I'm telling you. I know you don't believe that.
I do not believe that. I do not believe that.
Yeah.
I do not. I don't see, like, it's literally people be doing all that. I guess I'm just looking at hair I'm just looking at it in just one little box of things. Because I do blowout silk presses and natural styles, twist outs.
That's why you do that.
That's
why you do that. That's why you have that job. Because they're not going with their hair undone.
True.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
That's why you do it. Because you know what I mean? Like it's a big deal,
That is true.
Yeah.
What is your take on black companies such as Miel, which is a big thing out there in the world, with Miel having claims of allegedly having certain natural girlies suffering from hair loss. We have companies like As I Am. We have companies, they don't have hair loss, but they have sold their black-owned company to mass produce things, as such as Aunt Jackie's. How do you feel about companies who start off as for us, by us, but they sell to mass produce?
Oh, so that's that's kind of a tough one. So I'm just gonna answer that from what I feel. Right.
Love your feelings.
So I have Miel products too.
Okay, what do you use? What do you use by Miel?
Their shampoo and their conditioner.
Okay.
And I thought it worked. I didn't have hair loss, so I don't even know. Like you said, allegedly, we don't know if that's true. But when I heard that was enough for me to say maybe I should be doing something different. Because I'm not trying to have the little hair I got falling out, child, on some shampoo. Okay, so how I feel about that is, listen, when it comes to business, get your money. Okay? Okay, that's part one. The second part to that, though, is don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Be clear on what your
intentions, or
what do you call it when you don't misrepresent. Like, in other words, the marketing, right? If you're saying it's for us, by us, but then you sell to someone that's not us, then make that clear, right? You know what I mean?
How do you make that clear when you're getting your money?
It's called integrity. You can be honest and say, I'm selling the business or whatever they're doing, whatever transition they're making. They can make that known to their users. This is the transition that's happening, right? And this is the transition that's happening. Now it's up to y'all to read what's on the bottle and whatever else, but I'm not gonna like deceive or, you know what I mean, not be honest about what's going on, because the whole way that I was getting the money is because people thought it was this whole black-owned thing. And if it's not black-owned anymore, then people should know that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So just be honest, right?
Right. I definitely
so
feel
you can still get your money and tell the truth. Because when you sold that, you got your money right then.
You did get your advance.
Right?
You did get an advance.
Right. So just integrity.
But for me, I feel like my take on it is, get the money, get the bag. But I feel like if it's for us, by us, let it stay within our community, because a lot of times I feel like we want to mass produce, we want to go international, we want to be all these things. But literally, I went to the natural hair show and saw that Miel had a line that was just full of stylists. This ain't consumers. These are hairstylists that had her line wrapped around the building. So I'm like, why would you want to sell it to mass produce when it's already a staple inside of our community that you don't have to? We've seen that you don't have to go international or mass per sale to still make bands on top of bands.
Well, how do you know that?
FUBU is one of those brands.
How do you know that, though? How do you know that they don't have to do that to get where they're going?
Because FUBU told us.
Oh, okay.
The clothing brand.
Okay,
he told us.
Okay.
He started with $20 or $40, and he steals the guy that is in Shark Tank. He's the black guy that's on Shark Tank.
I've never seen Shark Tank.
You never saw Shark Tank? Well, in your free time, definitely go and look it up. It's on Pluto. Shark Tank. They have where they just
watch it now for school.
But they have things, and he literally.
But I have never seen it.
He started off FUBU with $40 of fabric. And today, I want to say $40 or $20. Lord, help me right, but it started somewhere around that. And today, this man still owns it. And he's shown us, which I love FUBU. I remember I used to go to City Trends.
I didn't
I
even know
used
it was still around.
Yes, girl, they are revolutionizing FUBU. FUBU is about to be a thing, girl.
I've been in the house too long.
Child, you been behind that desk working. That's working from home. It'll do it. It'll do it.
Yeah.
It'll do it. But yeah, FUBU, it shows us that, you can stay inside your community and your community can give you all of that and more.
But what if some people just have already done that and they passed that point and they want to just move away from it? They don't have a right to just cash out and move on. Like, some of the responsibility has to be on the consumer, right? So I'm going to go in the grocery store, eat a whole bunch of processed food, and get mad when the ingredients are right there, right? So first of all, did you see the Tyler Perry Beauty in Black?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that was a good one, right?
I
Because
loved
there's
it,
this whole
loved it, loved it.
controversy around like the company, and they're like super successful, but then like they have this lawsuit where their product has like
Their
killed 98
relaxer.
women or something,
Their
right?
relaxer has been shown that it has cancer in it because the
But
chemist.
it's not like we don't know that, and we still choose to get a relaxer. So some of the responsibility has to go back to the consumer.
It does.
Correct?
Correct. Because it does have to go back to consumer, but you have to think about when it comes to those chemicals and all that. These are people, because we're just saying it's generation. Relaxers are still around because A, it's a generational thing, and then B, it is more so of a thing of I want to wear my hair, but I want it to be straight. And it's more so of a thing of if a woman is in a workplace and she got a look to upkeep. Most girls, I feel like they're straying away from the relaxer, but the old heads, the OGs, those are the ones who still wear relaxers. Short hair girls are wearing relaxers.
Yeah, I had a friend the other day say, I'm probably gonna lock my hair because if I don't, I'm gonna get a relax. I'm like,
What the
I like sent her some links. Like, girl, go ahead and get your hair locked. Because why would you go to a relaxant when you know that it causes cancer?
It does cause cancer.
Or fibroids or whatever, right? It's not good for you.
Yes.
But you're right. That person is in my age group. And so you're right, though. Like, we've relied on relaxers our whole lives.
The hat failed.
Huh?
The hat failed.
Oh, not the merch.
Not your merch.
Dust it off.
Put your merch back up, yeah.
Oops, sorry.
But yeah, so yeah, like the relaxers and all that, that is a really thing. That's a real thing. But it's more so of a thing where the old heads, or you doing it for short hair, because I love some short hair. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to do short hair, but I would love to do it much of a healthier way without relaxers or whatever. And that's a thing as well. But it's definitely a thing where that is a thing with relaxers. Do I think relaxers are gonna fade away? I definitely think.
So wait a minute. Even in the beauty supply stores, you think so? Here's a good question too that I just haven't had anybody to ask. So if the market or the business world knows that a relaxer is causing all these problems, right? Serious health issues. Why are they still allowing the product to be sold?
Oh, good question. I do have an answer. It was this thing on YouTube. Not YouTube, on Netflix about a guy who owned a pharmacy called Purdue Pharmacy. And he had like the Oxycontin or whatever, but it was like pain pills. And he basically did something where Oxycontin was, it would make you feel, it had something like extra heroin in it, would make people feel like they needed this drug or whatever. And I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, the reason why it's still out there is because if you take it away from people, they'll find a reason to still want to use it illegally or try to still get their hands on it in a unnecessary way or something like that. But I feel like it's around because people who cares, or I shouldn't say care, who really thinks about getting cancer when I need my hair to be bone straight today. Or who over time feels like this is going to harm me in such a way that it causes fibroids when, girl, this is what I known. And if it worked for my mama and them, it should work for me. Who cares about stuff like that? Some women don't care. Some people don't care. They don't care. It works.
Or they don't believe it.
or they don't believe it until it's almost like until it shows up, until you fall off of the watch that movie. I don't know, I forgot the name, but it's about this family who own this Purdue company or whatever. It's on Netflix. Until
Is
you
it the
fall,
Fall of the House of Usher? The
no,
pharmaceutical company, and they made all
yes,
these billions of
yes,
dollars,
yes,
but then all
yes.
his kids died like one by one. Is that? Well, maybe not.
Little
But that
stick,
was like
spicy.
the deal they made with the devil, right? So maybe it's a
Oh
whole
my
different
God, I
thing. But
forgot
it
what
was
the
really
name
good.
was, but I should know this because I saw it. We watched stuff like this at the salon or whatever.
Well, when you remember it, tell me.
I
I'll
will,
check it
but you
out.
know, until you fall off of the one of the guys in the movie, he fell off of a tractor trailer at his junkyard that he was owning and operating. Until you fall off of one of those and it shows up at your door, like Lady Gaga said, until it's at your front door, you would never ever know what it feel like to go through this. So we only have stories. I've never had it happen to me
Gotcha.
with a relaxer. I've never known a client of mine to have fibroids or all
I
these
do
other things
though.
from a
I
relaxer.
know several women who are unable to bear children, who had a really difficult time bearing children, and the advice that is given to them is to stop the relaxer immediately. Then,
Whoa.
like you said, when it shows up at their door, then the relaxer
Then,
comes out, and then finally, after 45 years, I see your real hair, girl.
yes, yes, yes. That is so
You know what
true.
I mean?
I
So I
definitely
guess that
understand.
that's a good point. Like everybody's not sitting around thinking about that
No,
every
no,
day. They're thinking about the end result. I need straight hair, and I need it now.
exactly. Same with weave. I can go
The creamy crack.
the creamy
You don't call
crack.
it that for no
Yes,
reason, right?
yes,
It's addictive.
yes. Or the sew in. I need this hair to lay, honey. I need it to lay down. This is the alternative. So I can just have a leave out, do that, da da da. So I get it. I understand. No one is
Yeah.
really thinking about it when, in fact, when you need what you need. And hair in our community, it is a big thing. Like if my hair, like you said earlier, if my hair ain't done, child, I ain't posting no picture on
Oh, that's the
Instagram.
reason not to go to church. I ain't going to
Oh
church. My hair
yes.
wasn't done.
And you, if you
I'm
got a
not.
date, if you got a date, okay. I had a
If you
client.
got a date, you got to get your hair done.
No, no, I had a client who her hairstylist canceled her original hairstylist that she go to, canceled on her, but she comes. I'm like, I didn't know this that women have two hairstylists. Like it's a
Well, you
thing.
got to have a backup.
I see. You gotta have a rainy day.
Right?
So she said, Keish, you're the rainy day. Like when I want to look da da ba boom, I come to you, but I have a hairstylist that I see on the regular because of the side of town that I'm on. But when I'm going to concerts, my Usher concerts, when I'm going to my STK dinners, when I'm going to, interviews, or when I'm in doing conferences, you're the go-to guy. So I said, okay, I got that. So I've literally had clients who come to me because their hairstylists have like literally canceled on them day of, not being able to come through for them. And it's like, I didn't know
That
that.
will literally change everything that you have planned.
Yes, a whole day. It changed. One
Yeah.
client, she said, I was going on a date, and if I didn't come to you, I would really not be able to go on this date because I can't go around this man like this. So it's a thing. It's a thing within the womanhood of where do men really judge you based off of your hair color, texture, when you're part on this side? Because I have clients who be like, I can't wear my hair like this. Like it got to be on the left part. It cannot be a middle part. I love how you did this middle part, but girl, you got to change this part, honey.
Why? They look different at the parties on the other side?
Where their man is like literally saying, baby, I love you with a side part tucked under, or I like you with a bust down middle part, or I love you with your blonde hair or red hair. Jet black is cute, but girl, no, I like the grays, but you need to go get the color. Do you experience stuff like that or know people like
I
that?
did have a guy tell me that he was going to break up with me if I did the big chop.
What?
That's true tea.
What?
Yes, he was like, if you cut your hair,
Spicy.
I am done with you. And this was my boyfriend. Like, we lived together.
Boyfriend.
Yes, we lived in the house together. And he was like, if you cut your hair, because this was when I first moved to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 plus, so I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, he told me that. And guess what happened?
Did you break up with him?
No, but I chopped my hair. And did he break up with me? He did not.
You chopped your hair off?
I chopped it off anyway because
Why?
because it's my hair. And that is vain and shallow. But
Yes.
in the same sentence, in a sense, I understand it.
What?
Like, because maybe some men like longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
They might feel like a woman with short hair is too masculine,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But no, he said that, and I probably thought about that thing a few days. And my homegirl came over like 2-3 days later, and he got home from work, and the hair was gone.
And what did he
I had a
say?
little teeny weeny afro.
Ooh, not the teeny weeny fro.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
He fell in love with it because she still was cute.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Okay, yeah, but no. So yeah, I mean, I can see those conversations happening. I can easily see those
Do
conversations.
you have
happening.
friends who have those conversations where they're?
I got brothers, and I'm telling you right now, it's like my brother turned his nose up at his wife when she cut her hair, like not in her face, but like to me, he did.
What was the face he made? What was the face?
I was like, she looks beautiful.
Don't make that
but
face.
her hair was fly.
Yes,
She had cut it off, and she had like really curly hair, and she dyed it blonde. I mean, I thought it was dope. Yeah. He was just like behind her back. Like, he didn't like it. He liked long hair. To him, that's feminine and whatever he thinks. I don't know. But yeah, men are weird and funny like that.
Have you ever? What are some stereotypes that you've had when it comes to your hair? Like, if you wear blonde, do you like blondes have more funds? Have you ever had those things where you wear blonde hair and you have given or had those moments like, oh, I'm having more fun with this blonde, or red is more empowering, or have you ever did those things to subject or feel that way or to put that out there?
I've always been a person to change my hair. Like, you know what I mean? I've always changed my hair. And but you're right though, because
right though. I love that.
There was an era.
You had a moment.
I did. There was an era, and this was during relaxer.
Oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
I used to wear this perfect little bob. Oh, and it was jet black, and that was my thing. I used to always wear.
Who cut your bob? Who cut your bob when you did that?
So at first, when I first had my first bob was in high school. And hey, Tanya Shepherd, she still does hair in my hometown. She does my mama's hair every now and then.
Okay,
she still does hair in my hometown. So she did my first bob. But then when I went out to college, it was the man who I used to go to the barbershop. Ooh. Because I don't know, he was just so precise with the cut. And I would dye things jet black. So anyway,
what was his name?
Andre Friday.
All right, Andre Friday. I'm gonna come see you this Friday.
Well, I don't know if he's still in the hair industry. I haven't. That was like so long ago.
Okay.
But listen,
love you,
so then one of these days I was hanging out with my friend and I went and got a quick weave.
Ooh. Okay.
And I came back on campus with a little blonde quick weave and the boys didn't like it.
They didn't like it?
No. Like, girl, that is not you.
So was it
like y'all just want me to be born?
So it was a bust down, middle part.
No, it was a quick weave. Like my hair.
So
and then
how
it was like a
style?
short, like you know the what do you call it?
The bang?
No, the stacks. The layers.
The layers. Okay, so it was like a layer here stacked up in the back.
So she did like a short quick weave. It was like a shortcut.
Okay.
Yeah, with the little, like the little Halle Berry cut sort of, but with a quick weave, right? And my crushes didn't like that. I was like, girl, I was like, you walking across campus, I didn't know that was you. I was like, I thought it looked good. I still didn't change it. No. I paid for this.
Hello, I gotta wear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it until it itch and I gotta take it out.
Okay, hello.
Until it start itching.
So did Andre do your quick weave?
No, it was another girl. I think her name was like Susie.
So you was a chair hopper.
I was. I had no money back then. I was a student. I was poor, but I worked at a restaurant. I waited tables. That was a little cash, but like so whoever was like, who's gonna work with me this week? Susie used to do my hair from the house, so she was a little cheaper. So I would go to her. Yeah. Because I used to love going to her. But I would go to her. My little money was low. But then when I had more money, I would go like see the other.
You would go see Mr. Friday.
Mr. Friday. I could pay you, Mr. Friday. Yeah. But he started working with me too because I was like his only female client, and then like all the other girls wanted to go. And I'm like, don't give them bob. Don't give them. Give them something else.
Something else, not the bob.
Don't give them the bob. No.
Why the girls can't have the bob? You was the trendsetter. You was always ahead of the curve.
Get your own hairstyle.
You know, but you was the trendsetter, girl. You was starting it, honey.
Start your own trend. And if you want to get the bob, get it from your hairdresser. Don't come to mine to get it.
But that's how it
Then we're going to end up looking just alike. That is corny.
I get it. Yeah. I can understand that.
So we're territorial of our hairdressers as well. We like to tell them what to do and what not to do with other people. Don't do her hair like that. You know, we think we can do that.
Yes, I've definitely experienced that.
We're loyal to you guys, but y'all ain't loyal to us.
Oh, whatever. We are very
Where's
loyal.
The lie?
There is the little gray area. There's no lie,
gray area. Thank you. Tell me.
There's a gray area
because
we are very loyal to
the dollar.
Oh no, I'm loyal to my
To
clients.
cash, honey.
I'm loyal. Now I love that cash because the cash is what keeps me. My clients is
Okay,
what
tell the
keeps me
truth to shame the
looking.
devil.
What keeps me looking good. Like I always tell my clients, they be like, "I love what you have." I'm like, "Well, child, you paid for it, so you should, because you keep me looking cute, fresh, and inviting."
Back to the loyalty.
But the loyalty for me is I'm very loyal to my clients. Do I like when my clients bring on other clients to me? Of course. I love when my clients share me. I feel like clients are sometimes not loyal to the hairstylist because a client, like you said, can literally be a chair hopper and go to this person and that person because L'Oreal is giving me a better deal. But I go to Mr. Friday because Mr. Friday puts me looking right when I need these events and all this. But I have two other hairstylists. Me being the hairstylist I am, do I have two other hairstylists? No, I have one hairstylist. Only literally see one person no matter what I'm going, what I got going
Really?
on. I am not a nail tech is the same way. I literally see one nail tech, one everything. I don't really understand that whole thing. So I really feel like for me, I'm a loyal hairstylist, but I have girlfriends who have two boyfriends, if you know what I mean.
Uh huh. To remind you that you can be replaced. Mhm.
Oh, not
Try
to
it.
be replaced.
Because if you go up too high on your prices, girl, we got to part ways. I see you once a year, girl. I'll see you around Thanksgiving and Christmas or prom time.
So
But
why is that a thing where I feel like when I did hair in Bainbridge, which I love because Bainbridge made me who I am today.
Okay.
They made me who I am where I'm able to go out here and be King Keish, that person that I am today. But why is it that when you want to grow or you feel like growth is in you that people want to remind you of staying in a certain price range? Like my talent is worth more than this. Yeah, I was a $75 girl, but today I'm a $125 girl. Like I am a $150 girl. And am I doing stuff different? Yes, I am doing stuff different in my technique, but my price is my price. When the light bill, people tell you that you owe them $199 for that light bill, you may call your girlfriend and get in that group chat and you may complain. But that $199 is coughed up.
well, I mean, first of all, the light bulb utility company it's a monopoly.
So can I not
You
be
can't just cheer.
monopolized?
You can't just hop around like that, right? That's number one. But number two, so back to the price thing. Um, so let's talk about that, right? Because
Let's talk.
I
Let's
saw
chat.
like a crazy price jump happening. I think it was like around COVID, where it went from regular normal prices to everybody charging like these ridiculous amounts of money for braids and to lock my hair. It just went crazy out of nowhere. It seemed. Which okay, so I'm okay with people raising their prices, but you have to raise the values. Where is the value? Where's the value? You can't just raise your price because Wilhelmina over here raised her price. Wilhelmina went and learned a new technique. You still doing the same thing, but you want to charge what she charging,
Right, right.
right?
No, that doesn't work.
Or another reason why a person might raise their prices is maybe they want their clientele to change. If I
And
did hair and I raised my price, that would probably be what it would be for me.
that
I'm
was
ready
it
to
was.
elevate and I want my clientele to elevate with me. So in a way, if you do that, it weans out the people who aren't with you.
Yes, and that was
And people gonna come. The ones who are with you, they're gonna find a way to get that money. But the ones who are not, you price them out, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a bad or a good thing.
it's
It
just
just
what
is
it is. What it is.
But if you're gonna do that, then you have to have a reason. You can't just do it because your competition across the street is doing it.
Right, right.
Like, right? You have to bring the value. It has to be worth the value. You understand? Like, if I'm coming to you in your kitchen and you're doing my hair, you're doing an amazing job, and then I book my appointment. It's November. I book an appointment with you for January, and now you have a shop. I expect your prices to change, right?
Right, right, right.
Because when I come sit in your chair now, I'm also
Part of the
a
experience.
part of that experience, right?
Yes.
But if you're still in the kitchen and January I book with you and all of a sudden we go from $50 to $150, it's like, girl, goodbye. I probably ain't gonna say that, but I'm gonna take myself off your books. So
You gonna pay that price, but you ain't gonna come
Not
back
to
no
you.
more.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay it to somebody.
But that one time, but I'm not coming back
Yeah, I
no
ain't
more.
coming back. No.
I definitely had
You gotta bring the value. Now, if you're still in the kitchen, but this time you're like, look, I know that I did your blowout. I know that I did your blowout, girl. But I have this new technique with these new products that's gonna make your hair even more bouncy or whatever it is, right? It's gonna make your hair grow. It's gonna do something for my hair. I don't care if you're in the kitchen or a salon at the Battery. If you come with a technique that nobody else has going on, or I'll tell you a good one. When we went from the sew-ins to the
Microlinks.
yes.
Yes.
Now you go from that to that, I'm paying.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Right?
yes. I have a lot of clients that come in the salon for
Yes.
microlinks. Like it's the new thing. Microlinks for the girls and girlfriends out there who want to know what microlinks is. Microlinks is your newest sew-in. It's a more versatile sew-in. You can literally do everything that you could not do with a sew-in with microlinks and tape ins. That is the new thing out there. That is the new thing. If you want something that's versatile, that blends with your hair, that gives you movement, body, shape, all that, go talk to me or your new style or your stylist about microlinks and tape ins. That is true. That is
you
so
see
true.
what I mean? So you raise your prices because you bring the value. You're probably not going to run into the same issue as someone who's raising their prices just to because they feel like they need to raise it because they got more bills this month. But it ain't no value. Like, yeah, this is not gas south. Like, I can go find a new hairstylist if you start acting crazy.
So, but for me, one of the reasons, the reason why I left is because one of the reasons was because I was about elevating, and I wanted to elevate myself and move to a city where I could get more exposure. I would say,
Yeah.
more exposure and get more because at the end of the day we love what we do, but at the end of the day we still want to receive compensation for what we do. And when I was there, I began to start feeling like I was devaluing myself. Like some girls would want to only pay this, or some girls only wanted to pay that because they had a budget, and I get that. And so I started realizing that I gotta go on to where the girls don't mind paying for hair, because no shade, and me being honest, we live in a city where hair has no dollar.
Okay, you better know it.
It's
I told
not
you, the girls in my circle, they spend the dollar. That's in the budget.
Yes, hair is part of the budget. Literally, women, there are women in this city that would drop. I've had one lady that dropped $500 on a icy blonde color.
Oh, just for color?
Just for color. And it scared the hell out of me.
Why?
Because, girl, it scared me because I literally need to pay my rent, and I was like...
that blessing hit you like that.
Blessing hit me, and I was like, I'm going to charge half of my rent. And in my head, I'm just, reaching for the stars. I'm reaching high. And when she
that
said...
inspired you. When
I said $550, she said...
Okay.
That plus tip. I said, child, what is...
Now, if that wasn't a sign for you to never shortchange yourself ever again, I don't know what else is.
No, but when I'm home and I say prices that I'm like, $250. Oh, no, that's too much.
Then that's not your client.
That's not my client, but I had to realize that I cannot make... money come from people that, they have a budget. And,
who don't have it.
Who don't have it, and you can't do that.
What did you do in that case? You had to drop your prices because of the location?
I felt like I had to.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to.
If you wanted to survive.
If I wanted to survive. And I felt like, in this area, you can only charge $95. You can only be that stylist that have a $150 to $175 margin. Anything over $200, people are not going to pay you.
Yeah.
They're not going to, because it's almost like making blood out of a turnip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. That's not being nice. That's being ugly.
It's not probably being realistic either.
It's not. It's not being realistic, because how can you make someone give you something that they just genuinely don't have? Yeah, I love your style. Yeah, I think you are the hair god. But baby, I don't have that to give. I genuinely do not have that to give. And for me being me, I'm a person all about growth. I'm all a person about evolving and transforming. So I was like, I have to move. I have to move.
Oh.
I had to move. And am I grateful for all the experiences I got there? Because Bainbridge really was like my playground for me to be able to sit in a space like this, or and be in an area like this where where most people have to pay for lessons. I got it for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or mentoring for free, where most people have to go out here and seek counsel. I literally opened a salon 229, which you were the face of, which you helped me build. And I was able to get these lessons and clients and information just being myself. So I'm grateful for Bainbridge, because Bainbridge was like literally, if they ever talk about someone being in the wilderness and learning their lessons, that was my lesson. This is now me being full circle, and I'm able to do what I do, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
actually kind of powerful if you really think about it too, right? Because like while you were there, those are the things that you learned about pricing. I know when I first started my business, that was one of the things for me where I struggled. I didn't know how to price myself. I didn't know how to price myself. And so what happened was I wouldn't say in the end of it, but like along the way, I started to become resentful, because I was like, I was kind of resentful toward
you were
like
resentful.
the people.
Let's talk about it, because you had
working so
clients.
hard, but I'm like, I'm not making the money that other people are making.
Yes.
But it was my fault, because I was undercharging and just really probably afraid to charge as much as other people, because I didn't think I was as good as they were, or whatever it was, right?
Right.
So, but then there's always something where the light bulb goes off for you. You realize like, okay, like your confidence kicks in somehow or another. So basically in Bainbridge, it served its purpose, but it was the hair that let you know when it was time to make a move to something different.
It was definitely the hair, because for me, it was me knowing that I deserve to make this. I deserve certain things. You know what I'm saying?
But it also taught you a lesson about pricing.
It did. It
knowing
taught me
your worth.
It taught me that Bainbridge. That's why I'm so grateful for Bainbridge, because in Salon 229, because it really taught me like know what you're worth. People love what you do, but you have to know that. You have to know that, because Nora, you remember when I first started out. Let's talk about this.
The $30 blowouts.
The $30 blowouts.
$30 blowouts. Okay.
Nora, if we talk about this, remember I literally had people on Palm Street in my apartment, in the kitchen sink. You was shampooing. Remember, you was
shampoo girl.
Nora was literally the shampoo girl. She literally shampooed hair for me.
She did everything. She did the marketing. Like, it was a true startup.
It was a true startup. And remember, we got to the first salon on Shotwell Street.
Yep.
Was on Shotwell Street. And we painted the black and white wall together.
You had the furniture built, remember?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Was her name? What was her name?
Oh my God, remember we went looking for the equipment?
Yes.
We went to Home Depot and did the walls, the floors, we
Yes.
painted. I mean, we literally put in the work.
We put in the work.
We did that. I forgot. I didn't forget, but
yes.
Oh my God.
And you remember we stayed up. Well, we stayed up getting the salon ready for the grand opening, doing all those things. And we wrote. Remember when it became real for me. This is how I know that God is a woman, and I always say this: God is a woman, because it came a time where Nora was like, we was in the garden, as we'll say, we was in the garden, being the girls, pinky promising us ourselves stuff.
And it really was a garden.
It really was a garden.
We had some roses out there. We did. I know we didn't plant them. Everything we plant died, child. The rodents came and ate it.
The rodents, the squirrels came. Yes, the corn. They came and ate the corn. The rodents literally came and ate the corn.
We had some roses. Somehow.
We did. Somehow we got roses. I don't know how we got roses, but we planted these things, and it became a real moment when Nora said, hey, we got to sit down. We're about to sit down, and I want you to write a list of everything that you need in your salon as though that you already...
Because you were working at a salon.
I was working at a salon. I was.
And when it was time for you to step out on your own, it was like, look, don't even panic. You need to write it down. And I remember that because I didn't know anything about a salon except from the user experience.
Yes,
right? But you knew it because you had worked in a salon. So I was like, write down everything that you need. Everything. You wrote your list. I wrote my list. And I was like, so then now what you do is you combine those lists. Whatever's not on yours, put it. And you know the magic in that? It was almost like, I don't want to say the next day, but like, it was less than a week.
It was less than
maybe
a week.
A couple of days later, things started coming to you. Like someone gave you, was it a
blow dryer chair? 2 blow dryer chairs.
Yeah, gave it to you.
Somebody gave me shampoo bowls.
Yes, like all your blessings were coming, and they didn't know that we wrote that down or anything. It's just like it it was so divine.
It was. It was.
It really was.
That's why I say, like, Salon 229, to know it was a rep your roots moment. Like, it really was a rep your roots moment, because it was revolutionary. Like, I literally had remember I had two salons. I outgrew the first salon. Then I moved to Spring Creek. I was on Shotwell.
Oh, that's right.
Then we did the Shendown Shotwell. And then I moved to Spring Creek.
I think I left.
You left.
After you got set up, because I wasn't here for the was it grand open the ribbon cutting.
The ribbon cutting.
I was gone.
You had already gone.
I got you set up, and then I went on, came on back to the city. And then from there you just
flourished.
off.
Yes, yes.
Found your way.
I found my way, but you were still in the mix. You were still in the mix because
I think I was doing your social media then.
You was, and I literally would love if you would start back. Like, I want you to start back doing social media, because
I hate social media.
But
I love it, but I hate it. Like, I'm not on social media. I don't have a Facebook. I don't have TikTok. I don't have.
But I would love if you work the ladies' room and do all those things that you did for me, because you were so good at that.
Do you have a budget?
I do have a budget,
okay,
honey.
We can talk, girl.
We have budgets now, honey.
Now we can talk.
We have budgets around her. Okay.
Yeah, and you know, I'll be happy to help you, actually.
Yes, I would love if you
would. She's with child. She got to get paid now, honey.
Well, child,
the startup days are behind us.
Well, girl, we're past that. We're on the point where we have budgets and payroll.
Yeah.
We have payroll things. So, yes.
That's right.
A question for you. Who was a person that really stood out to you in your family that was an inspo influence to you when it came to hair, and really had freedom when it came to being fearless in their hair journey? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. So my aunt, she did my hair growing up.
Okay.
And she passed away in August. And you know, the first podcast that we had, I was talking about her, and I was like, it was so good to talk about that, because it was like reminiscing over my childhood and about hair, and how I never really knew my my real texture, because I always had started with the Just For Me. And I think I talked to you about her doing the doobies. She did everybody doobies in the town. I used to go to the beauty supply store with her to get the Hawaiian silky perms.
Yes, we love Hawaiian silky.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about?
Off.
Yes, and unfortunately, she passed away in August.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I just gone to visit her for her birthday. And a week later, she died. And so it's just been it was tragic.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I want to give you a hug. I want to definitely give you a hug.
Yeah, sure. Who had a huge influence.
Oh, God. I know that. I know. I'm so sorry about that. I really
and listen, I sent her the podcast. She was so touched, because she stopped doing hair. She was like teaching at that point.
Yes,
she did a career shift. She's like, oh, those are the good ideas. I think she still did have clients, like a handful of clients that, you know, some people are just they loyal to the end with you. They're not going to nobody else because you know their hair. So she had a few clients, you know what I mean? Like with me, I'll probably have a few marketing clients forever. Right. Even if I do something else.
Right. They'll still be your client.
Yeah, still be your client.
Yeah. Hello.
I'll make an exception for some people.
It's me you're looking for.
But yeah, so she still had some clients, but dang, I didn't know that was still so hard to talk about. But yeah, that's the influence. That was my influence.
And you say she had a hair salon.
Well, she was a kitchen beautician.
Oh, we love kitchen beauticians.
And she used to be booked and busy.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Especially Saturday, like booked and busy. That was the only job she ever had. Like, she went to hair school, and that was her thing.
And she did you say she did the doobie wraps. That was her thing.
She did the wraps. That was her specialty, like the wraps and the doobie. Oh, the doobie came out, you couldn't tell her nothing.
Oh, yes, child.
Oh, God,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
But I don't remember her really cutting nobody's hair. She didn't do that. She didn't do anything like braids or anything like that. But if you wanted a relaxer, if you want a Jerry girl, if you wanted a wrap with some body, you wanted a doobie wrap with the big roller,
with the loader body.
If you wanted a what do you call it? Set
washing set.
Washing set, anything like that, she's your girl.
So, did you have any experiences with Jerry curls or S curls or the soul glow?
Oh my God, you know that I did.
What was your
See, I was
experience?
in 8th grade too. When Michael Jackson had that thing going
Oh,
on, I went and got
yes.
me a Jerry curl. My sister got her one. I was like, ah. And looking back, I'm like, oh my God, Mom, why'd you let us do that?
Because the hair is an experience. As black people,
Right?
our hair is an experience. And I love that our hair can go through, we can do so much with our
We
hair.
can.
We can do so
It's a form of,
much.
it's, well, really, are we talking about just hair or black hair or just
We're just
hair?
talking about hair, honey.
Hair is a form of self-expression. That's
It
how I feel.
is.
I'll tell you though, my little girl, she's not even 2 yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I got locks, her dad has locks. I don't want her to get to like 4 or 5 and be like, Mommy, I want locks. I hope that she doesn't. I want her to experiment with her hair and then maybe lock it later if she chooses.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a lot of people feel that way? Or what do you think?
I think that a lot of people.
Or what do you think about kids making decisions like that about their hair at a certain age? Like before, like what age do you think is appropriate for kids to decide how they want to wear their hair?
I think when a child starts, because we know that school is basically socializing them, teaching them how to be social.
She don't go to school.
No, I'm saying at that age. What
And I don't
age?
want her to because of that.
But that is when I think that they start making those decisions about how they want their hair to look. When they start seeing their peers and other girls that look like them, sound like them, that they play with. Like, I want my hair like that girl. Or I like my hair like this. Or my mama has locks, my daddy has locks, but I want to try this or I want to do that. It's really rendering to whatever she sees the most of, or whatever she feels, most comfortable with.
But I'm saying, do you think that if a child at the age of 4 says, I want locks, that you should do it?
I think so.
You do?
I do. I
You know
definitely
why?
think so.
But they might change their mind when they're 10 and then they can unlock it.
They can. You can come. You literally with children hair. It is fast growing. It's fast growing. So you literally can have a 4-year-old that wants locks at 4, and at 8 she want to come out. You can come them right out because their hair is it's still growing, it's still manageable. They're still in that growing process. Versus us, on the other hand, you do that, child. We don't shed it so much. Our hair can't do that. When you literally can cut a baby hair when they're first born bald, and in 6 months they got hair all the way down to their legs. They do that in India. When the baby is first born, they buzz cut the baby, and in 6 months they have hair that's all the way down to their butt. Oh, wow. So it's things like that. So you can do that, but versus us, on the other hand, it's not in our best interest to do things like that because we know that our hair it goes through toes and towns and all that.
Well, some people think that black people hair don't grow. Black women bald headed.
Well, we have instances where we have Moesha, Brandy, who attested to those times because it was a stereotype that Brandy
didn't have hair.
Yes, because she had braids
all the time.
All the time. It was a whole stigma like, oh, Moesha don't have hair. And you remember that episode? She did an episode. I think she did an episode on Moesha where she showed the girls her real hair.
Don't come for me.
Like, baby, I have thick, luscious hair.
I wear braids.
I wear braids because it's easier.
Yeah, but you have hair because you keep it braided. Because
yes.
You're not constantly cutting it and tampering with it. You're just leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you feel like braids or protective styles are really a protective style?
Yeah, I do. Before I locked my hair, when my hair was natural, for me, it was, I would go get a blowout, and let's say on a Saturday, and if on Monday it was too humid or if it rained, I'm back to afro. And again, I can't go to work like that because these people don't know me like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they gonna look at me like my hair is not done, or it's gonna be some weird conversation I wasn't prepared to have. So yes, you get your hair braided, you get a protective style, and also depending on the time of year, right? I believe for me, it was probably the winter time. I probably wore my hair in more protective styles than the summer because I just didn't want to have to keep washing it all the time. And then in the summer, I would wear braids and stuff. Like, so yeah, protective styles to me are necessary depending on the texture of your hair and depending on what you got going on. Like, if I had the mindset that I have today maybe I wouldn't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, like, I was in those spaces where I was like the only black person. So you're constantly trying to conform, whether you realize you're doing it or not, right? And so protective styles saved me. And let me tell you a funny thing. Even back then, I was really particular. I would be cautious about going to work with braids.
Why?
Because sometimes, depending on where you are, that's looked down upon. I can't tell you why, but I can tell you that used to be a thing that was on the fence. Like, you never heard women say, I'm taking my braids out because I have an interview. That you would take your braids out and put a wig on and go to your interview with a wig, but you would not go with braids because you almost felt like you're automatically not going to get the job.
I can see that. Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
And so, like, for now, I'm like, is that still going on? You think
it is?
Yeah, so
it is.
Still dealing with that.
We're still dealing with that, and now just braids are starting to become more of a. We see it with celebrities where they go and they wear braids. It's more of a acceptable professional style because the stigmatism behind braids was when it was like a dookie braids or Sealy braids or.
Anything
plantation
ethnic was almost looked down on.
It was same thing with
professional
dreads. It was considered an unprofessional.
People call it that, like
locks.
There's nothing dreadful about your hair.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you're right.
But yeah, so it's like a stigma. You know what I mean? So when I did the big chop and the boy was gonna break over me and then he didn't. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I went through a phase then where that same friend who chopped me, she locked me.
Ooh,
and
I love that. If you lock me, let's.
And went home. My daddy was like, "Ooh, no, ma'am, that is not becoming. And take them things out your head." Mm-hmm. He's like, when I see people with them things in their head and I pull them over, he's like, I see why the cops profile y'all. You just look like you're doing something wrong. These be black people. Yes, my father told me that.
Your father, who was a sheriff.
What was he on the sheriff? He wasn't even on the sheriff's department back then. But he definitely was like, take them out. I hate it. Like, he hated it. And that was a serious reaction. Like, no.
Don't make that face.
Come back around here with that shit hair. Right. I was like, dang.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? I didn't change my hair for my boyfriend, but my dad kind of made me feel a little shame. So they came on out. And I went on back to... Did I go back to a relaxer after that? I know he's changed my hair so much, but I took him out because I didn't want to be looked down on. Because maybe at that time he probably was right. Because that was like what the early. So I came here in 2003. So that was like 2005. You know, and back then only a certain kind of person wore locks. I guess you would say, right? A Rasta or someone without a job. I don't know. Someone who was like spiritual, religious.
Fix it. So it's in frame or keep it one way.
Which way?
Yeah, if you're gonna keep it one way.
Back or?
Yeah, and then you have something falling.
Yeah, help me. Oh, we've been talking that long?
Oh God. Okay,
let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Jeez.
Okay. It felt so natural.
I know, right? We have to do this more often.
Okay.
All right, so let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Okay, so it has been really fun talking to you tonight, Nora. Also, I want to mention before you go, talk to me really quickly about your book. You have a book that's out called The Memoirs of the Intellect.
Well, it's sold out.
The Memoirs of the Intellect.
It's
we definitely want to see that.
I wrote this book actually in 2012. And, you know, my true fans, my real followers, they know what's up, right? Poetry.
Do you want to read something out of it? Because you have one about hair.
Yeah, I was trying to find that one too.
Yeah, you have one about hair.
I wrote one to the little black kids. Hey, little black child, don't you be ashamed of the color of your skin or the kinks in your braids. You come from a people who are mighty and brave, creative and intelligent in a number of ways. What they don't teach you in the school books you read is how blacks have invented many things we all need. From the lawnmower and refrigerator, the keychain and the stove, from the way you brush your hair to the dryer for your clothes.
Hello.
From the elevator to the cell phone to the sprinkler in your yard, the tricycle, the typewriter, the motor in your car.
Yes.
The ironing board, the traffic light, the pen to roll your dough, the straightening comb,
Ooh,
the street
yes,
sweeper,
Madam C.J.
even
Walker.
the stethoscope, the folding chair, the fountain pen, the guitar, the horseshoe, the pencil sharpener, ice cream scooper, and the fire extinguisher too.
Ooh.
Okay. The curtain rod, the doorknob, the dustpan and the mop, the automatic gear shift, and even the mailbox. The amazing contributions from the people of our race gives reasons to rise above the oppression we all face. There's strength, there's power. You stand out from all the others. The history behind our heritage tells the story of your culture. To every little black child who's ever felt ashamed, there's a torch for you to carry. Your ancestors paved the way.
Amen, sister. Amen, sister. That is
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna
book.
probably redo this book at some point when I get some time. But I have a few copies that I give out.
Yes,
every now
yes,
and then.
yes.
People who want it. But yeah, so that's that.
I love that. I love the book. I love the
Yeah.
memoir, The Intellect. I
Just
love
don't
it.
be ashamed of your hair. And I had to learn that. Like, it took a long time to embrace, like, who I am with the hair that God gave me. Like, right, in all these different chaotic states. You know what I mean? Like, it took a long time. It took a lot of years to get there. And even with my lock journey, you know, I went through the ugly. You were with me.
I was.
The ugly little phase with. Nobody probably thought it was ugly but me. But I used to wear scarves on my head all the time. Remember?
Yes,
Like,
you
I used
did.
to always wear scarves. And my cousin was like, you are not coming out with me with that scarf on your head. Take it off. And that's what helped me really embrace my locks in that stage. And then ever since then, like, it was a process. You know what I mean? Because society and corporate America will have you feeling like, truthfully, that your hair is ugly and it's not good enough. So you do everything you can to make it like everybody else's hair. You know what I mean?
That's
Taking
true.
it out of its natural state the way that God made you. Which I guess you could argue like locks is not a natural state, right? We're not born locked. But I just see it now as it's self-expression. You can do whatever you want to do with your hair when you're black.
Yes,
And that's
you
the
can.
beauty of it.
Yes,
And
it
it's
is.
your crown and you should wear it with a lot of pride. And again, if I have to work in a space where that's not acceptable, then it's not the space for me. It's just not, if it's a liability, then I ain't supposed to be there.
Oh, you know, because you're an
that's
asset.
a part of the package.
Yes,
the
you're the
hair
asset.
comes with me. Like my skin, I can't change that. I can change my hair, but like the natural state is a natural state. It just is, that's the way God made us. We're unique people. And so I hope that we can all get to that place where we embrace like the way that, you know,
the way that God made
uniqueness
us.
that God made us,
Yes.
particularly when it's centered around our crown.
Yes, that is so true. And that's a good way to end this episode, is that we want to really focus on, in our community, embracing our natural being, not just embracing being our natural selves, but embracing our natural hair, embracing things that we cannot change, because this is how it was made. Like, this is literally how it was made. And Nora, I just really want to thank you so much for coming here tonight and talking to me about your journey through hair and in the workplace. And also, I want to say thank you so much for it also being your 6-year lock anniversary.
I know, right? I should celebrate. We should go out and have drinks.
Yes, we should. We should just toast and cheers to that.
And
Let's
the
make a
champagne was
toast.
amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. And also, guys, for the girlfriends and the guy friends out there, remember to keep your edges laid and your hair healthy. Until next time, have a good night.
Deuces.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.